All right, your mic is live.
All right, good morning, Flint Town. Welcome to AI in the Morning Show. I am your host, Isaac, and I'm here with Paul. Paul would say good morning, but he's busy doing crap. While he's busy doing crap, I just want to let you know that it is a beautiful snowy day here in March. It's been actually a pretty decent winter, and I don't know if you can hear all of those sirens going nuts, but somebody's doing something.
It ain't me. I didn't do it.
Yeah. Look, no hands. Anyways, we were checking the weather. So today it says snow rain mix, which if you went into work this morning, you saw the snow and the rain mix. That was great. Let's see, 10 a.m. supposed to be nice, but it's supposed to be 40, and it's supposed to be in the 30s all week this week. According to weather, it says it's going to be partly sunny, which I don't know the difference between that and partly cloudy, but both personally are correct. I hope you're having a great morning. Let's get into the show. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be checking out some Flint community current news, and I went to their website, and it says the most recent post is from August 16th of 2022. That's been a minute, and it says it's United Healthcare donates $1 million to nonprofits in Michigan, and so that was in August. So I kind of want to see where that money went to. So we click on that one if I can get my AI to work for AI in the morning, and community contributors from WIMCI. Says that it won't work and it's not going to tell me anything. So we're going to move over to sports. And I think Michigan lost to Indiana by 2 last night. They're supposed to play Thursday, March 9th. So the last score I have, Michigan versus Indiana, was 73-75, a 2-point scrape loss by Michigan. I think that's the only major news that we have. Traffic this morning, everything seems to be running right. All the little pipes are green, no yellows or red, so be safe while you're out there. No major traffic showing as far as the area of who's doing what, so everybody's being safe out there. We did have that 2-day storm of snow and then sun, so it's actually been a pretty good winter. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it's been going pretty good. So last time on the show, we were talking about some of our strange events that we had talked to, which had given me an idea. And I decided to look up some strange news that happened in Detroit, and we were kicking it off with what I found to be the dumbest one I could find, which this is a true story. I need to start with that. But U.S. Customs agents in Detroit find a dolphin skull in somebody's luggage. Now, here's a weird thing.
I'm sorry. Did they find my bag?
Listen, why? Okay. Wait a minute, lady. Why is there... First of all, how did U.S. Customs know that it was there? Secondly, a dolphin skull out of all the things that you could have? So let's take a look. It says the skull of a young dolphin was found in a piece of luggage last week. According to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the luggage has been separated from its owner on an international flight entering the U.S. and was then scanned through an X-ray. Oh, so you know how you're going through the X-ray machine, you're like, oh man, I hope I didn't have that thing of toothpaste so they don't think it's a bomb? My man's going through there thinking, I got this skull. They're never going to see it through the X-ray machine.
It's not metal. It's not metal.
Oh, no. We got a genius. Oh, no. So he decides to go through he scanned it, and Metropolitan Airport, a skull-like shape was detected. Genius work, sitting there waiting for the criminals to come to you. That is well done. A skull-like shape was detected, and agents with the CBP and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services identified it as a dolphin upon further inspection. Okay, before we go into this any further, Paul,
Don't be pulling me into this. This is your story.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Couple questions.
Shoot.
First thing, why would somebody want a dolphin skull? Is that a thing?
That would look really good on my coffee table. Look at it.
Yeah, so if you guys want to Google this, you got to go under Weird News. And
I mean, it looks almost like a mallet. If you were to
No,
hold
you
the
remember
beak of
those?
it and
No,
hit somebody
no.
with
You
him?
remember those cartoons when we were kids that had Agent A and B with the long white noses and the black outfits?
You talking about the crows?
Not the
Agent
crows.
A and B.
Yeah.
Spy versus Spy.
Yeah, Spy versus Spy.
Okay.
That's what that looks like. So just so you have a skull shot
Headshot, yeah, okay.
Or that old doctor's mask from like the 1400s. It looks like one of those two, right? All right. So first of all, okay, so you're saying I would have put that on there because I wanted something on my coffee table. Is that what I got?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's like picking up seaweed, not seaweed, but driftwood. You know what I mean?
Like a conch shell, but it was a dolphin.
Shell on the beach.
And where exactly would he have found?
On the beach.
Yeah, because all the dolphin skulls that are rolling up on the beach. My mistake. You're right.
Well, they got to roll up somewhere. If they don't make it to the bottom of the ocean, the tide's gonna bring them in.
Have you even heard of a dolphin skull?
Never.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that is not possible.
All I'm saying is what we have here is a failure.
I think he's communicating fine. I could see me being on a beach in Florida, Speedo and all.
That mental picture was why I was laughing.
Don't
Thank
do
you.
the Speedo, okay.
Yeah, get it out.
And seeing this on the ground, and thinking maybe that's a dinosaur, man. We should have it get checked out. Taking it to the pawn shop, and the guy laughing at me, telling me it was a dolphin. And so that's how it ended up in the bag, officer.
Okay, yeah. So he's got this. He's thrown it through the X-ray machine, thinking, I got this.
I got this.
It's an X-ray machine, oddly enough. So there's that, and those are actually used at the hospital to look at bones. But
good point.
It's all good. So moving on. CBP Area Port Director Robert Larkin said, "We take wildlife smuggling seriously." Okay.
He went right to smuggling.
Yeah, and wildlife. So it's a skull, not wildlife. Wouldn't that be something else?
No, he's technically correct. It is a skull of wildlife. It's a wildlife skull. I mean, although there's not much life in this wild.
And I didn't know there's a dolphin market.
Maybe
like dinosaur bones or something.
Well, I've heard that people eat dolphin. I mean, I've had dolphin at a restaurant.
How did you
before.
have?
They sell dolphin.
Is it tuna?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah. It tastes like chicken.
Everything always tastes like chicken. All right, so let's see. Some fish and wildlife products are subject to restriction permits, and everything's got to have a permit. Sir, do you have a license for your dolphin skull? I did not know that there was skull licensing for dolphins. Did you know that there was skull licensing for dolphins? I did not know that.
I didn't read it at the Secretary of State. So when I got my driver's license, they told me a whole bunch of things. But that I missed.
Yeah, that ain't one of them. Let me tell you. That's a weird one. So that's a pretty nice one to start off with this morning. I came in this morning and I was, before I got here, I was running a couple of minutes late. And I have to tell you, those sandwiches I got, what did you think? I gotta know, man.
Are we allowed? I mean, I don't think I'm allowed to say what I thought, but
good, huh?
Let's say I took one bite, and my dogs love you.
Wow! Thank God I got two. Yeah, nice to see you, Carl.
I appreciate the thought.
Just to follow up for those people that did listen last week, we did have a bet about the snow.
Ooh.
Now you said below 4 inches, you're buying strawberries.
Below 4 inches.
That's correct.
Yes.
And after the measurement of 5.5 inches, these strawberries are delicious.
There's a red flag on the play. Is it a red flag or a yellow flag?
Hold on, before I'm going to bite this strawberry.
I don't think you should eat that.
All right. What did you do to it?
Well, I measured them like the people measured the snow. Those are gargantuan strawberries. Those are actually 8-inch strawberries.
Uh-oh, now we're talking in man terms, aren't we?
Not necessarily. I just want to show you that I can lie too. You hear me? They didn't have no 5. Where? Maybe at
On
the
my
airport
deck.
after they shoveled? Really? On your deck was 5 inches?
5.5. I actually took the thing out, measured.
And you live in Flint proper?
You know I do.
Damn.
What did you have here?
We were in it. We had a gig up in Saginaw.
Yeah.
So we left here at 4:30 when it started. Drove up to Saginaw in it.
Yikes.
Did the event.
Yeah.
Came out.
So they didn't
Came
cancel.
out to it.
Oh yeah, that truck thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So we kept trying to judge on the way home, and we kept seeing 2. Me and Paul were fighting between 2 and 2.5 inches.
Right.
And we didn't count the ruts in the highway, but it wasn't that much snow. It really wasn't in my book. And then when I got home and up the next morning, it did seem like a considerable amount more. So I would give it 4. What did I say?
Under 4.
I'd say it was over 4. I have to give
it was.
that.
I know what because my buddy that lives over by Kettering, he's like, man, we only got 2 inches.
Ooh.
I was like, really? I was like, well, I got 5.5. And I had a deck picture to prove it, just in
You
case.
really wanted them dang strawberries, didn't you?
Look, with a nice Chianti. Yeah, it's really good.
You really wanted them strawberries. I'm glad.
I did.
I'm glad for you then.
So I was looking at. Did you see that they got another spy balloon?
I wish they'd stop shooting my stuff down.
Like, how is this a problem?
How am I supposed to find out where the cyclones are going to be if you keep shooting down my weather balloons?
We have the most sophisticated government with the most defensed country in the world, and there's balloons come. You're telling me you can't find like the air travel path prior over the ocean and just...
I have a theory.
And just have, you know what, tell your guys in the jets, hey, we got some practice for you.
I have a theory.
All right, tell me.
The Weather Channel has competition. That's all I'm saying.
No.
The Weather Channel has some serious competition.
We're not even letting them get weather at this point.
The Weather Channel Beijing is just upset. You know what I mean? And they're shooting out, they're shooting our stuff down over there.
That's right, stinking. You're not going to know what the weather is over Hong Kong. We're not giving you that.
No.
Oh my gosh, I love that theory. We're going to stick with that one because I like that one the most so far.
Well, I'm glad. I mean, just think about it.
I don't know. Does that qualify as a UFO? I don't know.
It's not a UFO. It's just that they're trying to protect their turf. You're in their atmosphere, and they're responsible for reporting what's going on there and sending it to the National Weather Service or whatever it is, and then you're bogarting.
I'm bogarting.
Is that a word? Yeah, that's a word. Bogarting's a word.
That's a word. Just no one knows what it means, so we just pretend that we know and we move on, so we sound intelligent too. So on the Technology Center, I was looking for some weird news, and look what I found. Lady leaves her 2006. You're gonna hate this, Paul.
Why?
She left her 2007 iPhone in its box for a decade. She just sold it for $63,000.
It's an iPhone what?
iPhone 2007 iPhone. So what was that? Original?
I got 3 of them right here.
I
We're
know,
using
but,
2 of them.
Yeah, but they're not boxed.
I got the box.
You could. I told you.
63.
Apparently, when she got a new job in 2007, some of her friends pitched in to buy her a brand new iPhone, and while all the other Americans clamored around getting it, she wasn't one of the people using her iPhone, in part because she was upgraded her new non-smartphone long before reported didn't want to switch from Verizon to AT&T, because you know how like you can get an iPhone but it won't work with that system because it's not about the money, it's about your pleasure, but it feels like it's about the money. So Green told the daytime television program Doctor and the Diva in 2019, on the same month Apple unveiled the iPhone 11, kept the first generation 8 gigabyte phone sealed in the box, realizing as the years went on that a collector might want to do that. Her hunch was confirmed, appraiser on the show, an appraiser of an 07, so an 07 iPhone at $5,000.
Not bad.
Wait a minute. That's from 07, like that's, so you can keep your you can buy electronics, not use them, keep them for 15 years, and then sell them for 10 times. That's a thing.
Why wouldn't it be? Anything is collectible. People collect paper clips, dude.
All right, so let me make this make sense to someone who doesn't
Believe
actually. Right. Okay. So what happened was is you buy an iPhone to get on the internet and use it to contact people, and then you don't use it because not using it makes it more valuable, so people can collect it by not using it for its purpose.
Well, no different than comic books.
You read comic books?
What about baseball cards? People buy.
You look at them
through the little plastic sleeves.
You're looking at them.
I see it as, I mean, I would look at it as my grandson's college education and put it on a shelf. So you don't know me, man.
Well,
I got a sealed copy of the 21st anniversary iMac special edition computer. Now this computer was crazy when it came out.
Okay.
It was just designed beautifully, and I want to say they wanted $10,000 or $15,000 or some ungodly amount of money for it.
Yeah.
But I have the OS for it in a CD, DVD form, sealed. You guys tell me how much it's worth. I'll take, what'd you get for the iPhone?
$63,356.
I'm going to hold out for $75,000. That's what I'm going to
And 40 cents. Morning. We have people waving at us in the studio. How are you? Louisiana Bay. I'm on it. So I got to sneeze though. So it's Louisiana based auction.
Woo. Well, you didn't lie.
All right. There it is, boys. LCG Auctions. This is in Louisiana, which specializes in pop culture collectibles. So pop culture has its own collectibles. I wonder what those are. Describe the phone as a hot ticket item for collectors and investors alike. It presents magnificently, showcasing sharp corners with a back-rich color and case-fresh features, it said. Some of those notable features include the phone's 2-megapixel camera and web browser and the iconic box with a life-size image of an iPhone with 12 icons on its screen. That is quite the selling feature of non-features.
You knew 2 megapixels.
Yeah.
Hyped. Where are we at now?
A lot more.
12, 13?
We're
what year did it say that was?
07.
2007.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that feels like it was just a second ago, but that was really like 15 years ago, 16 years ago. When you say that out loud, wow, outstanding.
Well, see, I don't know if they can see behind you, but I've got what they call a plethora.
A plethora. That means many. I know that one.
You saw the commercial too?
No, I try to use big words in sentences.
I have a plethora of old Macs.
Yeah.
I mean, I got an iMac original.
Yeah.
Sitting behind you. I've got the MacBook Pro from. That's
sounds like you need to get a hold of these people down in Louisiana.
89. Yeah.
You just got to find the boxes.
That monitor, oh my gosh. We were so happy when those monitors came out, it was ridiculous.
And what made those monitors so great? I'm curious.
They were the shiznit. We were used to a little grayscale monitor built into the computer.
the green and white, or green and black screens?
Yeah, well, it was a chroma keyed screen. A chroma screen, is that what it was called? It wasn't high fidelity, but these monitors cost as much as the dang computer did at the time. So what has amazed me is the way that the technology has gotten a lot more affordable.
Yeah, right.
What do you think about that coffee?
You know what? I haven't hit it yet because I'm still hitting.
You can't put that competition's logo up. What's wrong with you?
Listen, I had to stop and listen. I had to drive from point A to point B without coffee. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. I haven't checked the license status, but I'm pretty sure. But I know you got the good stuff. So since you're worried about my health, I want to switch to health news.
Health news.
And you are going to love the health story that I have.
I doubt it. But let's see. Let's see. What the hell?
There's some good news.
Nothing to lose.
All right. In news around the world, if I asked you why people wear masks nowadays, what would you give me the logical reason for?
Well, it matters in what country.
No, just U.S.
U.S.
Yep, just the
Why
U.S.
do people wear masks?
Why do people wear masks in the United States?
They have
basic reason.
I know. They have discovered that it's easier to wear a mask than to brush their teeth.
Woo! So they just got that stink breath in the morning and it just hits them in the face and they're good. You know, that's a really close answer, actually.
Please tell me I'm not right. Please
You were not right. You were not right. But I will tell you, they said, now this is from February 28th, 2023. It says people who think that they are less attractive are still wearing masks more. And the reason is because they think they're ugly.
And I noticed you don't have your mask on.
I don't,
it's
because
just too easy.
It's that low-hanging fruit, right? Well, I mean, I grew a beard, so is that a mask? I mean, you know, I don't know.
Some
Is it?
people call me a space cowboy.
Oh, no.
Boom,
How chicken brown cow. Alright, so people are less likely to wear masks to prevent COVID-19 than they are for looking good. So they're using it as a way to look better by covering their face.
I can see that. I mean, a lot of buck-toothed women probably
Now, here's the thing. You want to know my favorite thing about this whole story? Ready?
Okay, go for it.
According to the study of people wearing masks and the reason that they wear them, our government money went to that. There's a lot of things going on in this world, but we better know why people are wearing their masks. And the answer wasn't COVID. That is really funny in my estimation. And you're not laughing.
You got to say it again. You got to say it again. I don't understand. They are wearing masks because the government spent their tax dollars.
No. They did a study to see why people are wearing masks.
Okay.
Because out of all the things that we need to spend our government tax money on, was the reason why people are wearing masks. And the reason is because I think I'm ugly and or have bad breath. One of those two things. But according to the study, that's what it is. And let me give you some of the information. Researchers asked 1,030 participants. There were participants.
1,000.
Yeah, to self-evaluate how attractive they deemed themselves. So this is what they were pushing it towards. How likely they were to wear a mask and if certain situations, such as job interviews or walking the dog, impacted their willingness to wear one. So you go into an interview and you don't show your face because you feel unattractive, and now that you can wear a mask and it's okay in public, you do it just to hide your face? Is that?
I mean, it's all a mental thing, right? So if you're not happy with the way your face looks, and you can't afford plastic surgery,
I just don't like that there's so much of my face.
And Maybelline ain't cutting it, right? Costco will. So you just go buy 100 masks, and I mean, I guess they could save a lot on makeup too if you think about it. You put a mask and a big pair of sunglasses on. You don't have to do your eyes, your eyebrows, your eyelashes.
Yeah.
I'm just dishing on women. I don't know what the men's excuse is.
Well, I'm just
telling you.
Go
back to the bad breath.
The 1,030, it says the more attractive person perceives themselves as attractive and is less likely to wear a mask because they thought the mask would make them less attractive. So the only reason they didn't wear the mask is because of their own vainness. Now, this was done in a study by the Frontiers of Psychology. I would disagree that this is a frontier of psychology. I would say this is a classic, age-old, me first, everybody else second thing, right? That's just me. That's how I see it in the morning.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
I thought that story was super funny, and the fact that we spent our government money on finding out why people wear masks. Because they don't have to, or they have to.
Okay, I guess the question would be, if we didn't spend it on that, Isaac, what would we spend it on?
Diapers,
food,
drug rehabilitation, community outreach, jail reentry, housing.
You know, it was a joke. I didn't expect you to go.
My facts in science.
It was metaphorical.
Oh yeah. Well, what happened is life happened, and then people actually need.
If I hear one more frog research study, the spotted leopard,
the gay frog,
whatever it is,
switcheroo in the water, guys.
Somebody's got nobody's got to do that. they send people to school to get these degrees, and then they thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And then they
gave them a strawberry.
Then they got to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't understand. And speaking of dumb stories, that
it is good.
Professionals do these strawberries, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to know that this is in the health field as well.
Okay.
I should preface it because, yeah. So what happened was 6 doctors decided for science that they were going to swallow Lego heads. This is January 26th of 2023.
I can see where this is going.
Yeah. So, yeah, this happened. You can Google this under Oddity News, NPR. Not a small name.
No.
NPR. Okay. 6 doctors got together. Can you imagine? They're sitting over dinner going, you know how we could help our people, right? They swallowed Lego heads, not Legos, the heads of Legos.
Just the heads.
Just the head. Here's what came out.
Tastes like chicken.
Here's what came out of that. I thank you.
Ooh. Double entendre.
That's right. He even gives his name. This is beautiful. Dr. Andy, his last name is Tagg. Dr. Andy Tagg was a toddler. He swallowed a Lego piece, actually 2, stuck together. I thought, well, just put it in your mouth and try and get your teeth between the little pieces, he says. Next thing he knew, and that was a quote, by the way, it went down the hatch. As an emergency physician at Western Health in Melbourne, Australia, Andy said he meets a lot of anxious parents whose children succumb to this impulse of eating Legos.
I see the logic.
Yeah, now we're getting there. The vast majority of kids, like Andy, simply pass the object through their stool within a day or so. Still, Andy wondered whether there was a way to spare parents from needless worry, even though the answer is it passes itself through. Sure, you can reassure parents one by one that they probably don't need to come to the emergency room. Or, worse yet, dig through their kids' poop and search for the everyday object. That would be the parents' job to find it. But Andy and 5 other pediatricians wondered, is there a way to get through this mess with science? Now, my favorite part...
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say you're going to have to check the turd, right? Okay. So my favorite part about this next part is it's called a rigorous examination. All right? And doctors decided to do this. And how many people have come into your thing going, my kid has ate his Legos before, like, you know? Well, and they're over dinner. Mine too. I got a bunch of them that eat Legos. Right? How about don't eat the... All right. So these 6 doctors devised an experiment and published the results. Each one of them swallowed a Lego head. The doctors swallowed the Lego heads. Teen science journalist Sabrina Imbler, who wrote about the experiment for the defector. Now, here's something before. When a doctor does something stupid, why is it called an experiment? And when someone else does something stupid, it's just called stupid. That's a really good question, right?
Give me a minute.
It's because they're actually studying to not do it?
Well, they're practicing. They always say they're practicing.
Oh, they're practicing.
So, you know,
absolutely.
That's not legit.
Yeah. I just, that just struck me. It's whatever. All right, we're moving on. It says they wanted, the experiment, the doctor said they wanted to basically see how long it took to swallow and excrete a plastic toy. Okay, so they wanted to see how long it took from the swallowing process to the exit process.
And these are real doctors?
They did a study and paid money.
These are real doctors?
They paid money for this because they were sitting at a dinner
table.
But
isn't that like 101 medicine school?
Well, apparently not if it's the Lego head. because I imagine the consistency
is the same. I imagine for a quarter or a penny or a nickel or.
You're not practicing science. These people are practicing.
I'm practicing
science.
right now.
No, we're observing their practicing.
I have a hypothesis.
I do,
and you have a theory.
Yeah, and
this is some.
So what happened was this sounds like these guys may have smoked something and thought, you know what would be cool? I wonder if we can get someone to pay for this.
Well, listen, I think it all boils down to them needing to find an excuse.
Can you imagine
to get you to come to the office? All these studies have to initially boil down to more income for the medical field.
So they did this so people. Well, they said they did the study so people would come in less. So I don't know. Here's the thing: these anxious parents about kids swallowing Legos. So here's the thing: like once it gets past, just here's a common sense question. Once you swallow it and it's in the stomach, it's kind of downhill from there, right?
Downhill is a good term.
Yeah.
I like the way you said that.
Yeah.
I agree. Downhill is exactly where it's going.
Yeah, and so I would love to have been a doctor. It was like, listen, I want you to pay for this study of Lego heads, and as doctor, so we could all talk about it today, which makes this beautiful. All right, because we're about to get to the criteria of the study.
Okay.
And it says they wanted to basically see how long it took to swallow and excrete a plastic toy. Recently, Sabrina sat down with a shortwave scientist in residence, Regina Barber, to chart the journey of 6 Lego heads. So they're going to chart the heads of these Legos through these 6 doctors' GI tract, and the study excluded 3 criteria. And I'm going to read this because, okay, so yeah, the study excluded gastrointestinal surgery, which is not part of the, because that would make it different, even though these people requested to do this. This is craziness. The inability to ingest foreign objects, so they couldn't swallow the Lego head, which was the reason for... It was the reason that they were doing the study.
No, my kid couldn't take pills, man. He couldn't swallow
pills.
Yeah,
but the doctor couldn't swallow, the doctor's like, oh.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
And then the third one is an aversion to searching through fecal matter. So I don't want to check the turd to find the plastic, which was the whole reason for the study. So that's why they had...
Wait a minute, who's doing this? I thought doctors were doing
this. Doctors are doing this.
So these are doctors that are afraid of blood, afraid of feces, and afraid of, and have a gag reflex.
A gag reflex. So the whole reason that everybody else won't eat the Legos and check the turds is the same reason they won't. So those are the 3 things. Now, if we're going to get into this, I have to ask this question. Now, if you're going to check the turd, there are turd checking ways. Now, you don't have to look at...
Wait a minute, now I'm curious. How do you know this? I mean, are you a turd checking expert?
I have grandchildren, okay? And so there's ways to check turds. And you can check the turd other than using Play-Doh, like...
You throw it against the wall and whatever bounces out.
There's that.
Okay.
You can use the, get it in the strainer and water, hot water.
Ooh.
Scenario, right? That's touchless, right? The smell would still be... but the rest of it would be all right. But they didn't even come up with that in that study, and I just got grandkids, and I figured that one out. All right. Researchers then measured the time it took for the gulped is the word they used, Lego heads to be passed. The time intervened was given a found and retrieved time. Guess what the anagram for that is?
FIFO.
No, found and retrieved time was the FART score. The FART. This is a real study.
How beautiful.
Wasn't it?
Oh, you gotta
the FART score.
You gotta appreciate that.
Yeah,
I can see the staff meeting that came out in.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what these doctors are on, but we should probably check. There should be a urine and blood test, I think.
I'm thinking that just shows that they're as human as we are.
I think you're right. But they found someone to fund this. That's the difference.
You can either hate or you can participate. That's your call.
I just spit my coffee all over You can't. Oh, that came out my nose. That burnt. Woo, that burnt.
Well, listen, it's past time for us to acknowledge this is WFOV 92.1 LP FM Flint. It's Our Voices Radio. We're a community service of Flint Odyssey House, managed by Spectacle Productions and yours truly, Paul, the handsome one here. Don't you dare laugh.
I'm still choking from the last. I'm trying to get the coffee out of my mustache right now.
Okay, all right, as long as you're trying. That we're here on University Avenue, always looking for clean music, guys. 810-259-9789. That's 810. Ooh, I'm going to do the up the nose shot here. 810-259-9789 is the number to call. If you got clean music, we want to hear from you. You know, like I was telling Isaac, I used to say, if it's clean enough for you to play for your grandma, it's clean enough for us to play here.
Yeah.
But I done met some grandmas.
We don't listen to their music.
So I've updated it. If it's clean enough to play for your great-great-grandmother, then it's clean enough for us to play here. 810-259-9789. It's WFOV, Our Voices Radio.
92.1 FM.
Boom.
All right. This section is sponsored by Cigar Fella Cigar Lounge on 1086 North Iris Road, Davison, Michigan. Go check out their selection and boutique. Hang out at the lounge. Meet Rod, the owner. Find your new place of peace. CigarFellaCigarLounge.com. Back to the show. So we're going back to weather. Still hasn't changed, oddly enough. Snow and rain mix. High is 40, low is 27. It is gray. It is March, but it's not been a bad winter, right?
It's just a shift for me. Did we have snow Christmas?
Yeah, for 2 days, remember?
We had snow for Christmas.
Yeah,
That's usually
Christmas
a
Eve,
good
Christmas
sign.
Day, and then it warmed up, just like it did last week.
Gone. So I am okay as long as we can have snow for Christmas.
Right.
I'm a big snow fan. I just think it makes the city look beautiful. It keeps people off the streets.
You know, that's a catch-22. You're right. It does look better than the brown. There's no question. The problem is the drivers. Okay? And people get on and they get nervous in that ice, and then their cars just start going sideways, and then you start to have to worry about insurance at that point. And that is where we start to have a little bit of an issue, because I don't want to hit somebody without insurance, and I don't want them to hit me, and I don't want anybody to get hurt. You know, I really don't want those things to happen.
Well, you know, you're from Michigan, or are you from Michigan? Are you from Michigan?
I'm from Flint, Michigan.
You're from Michigan. So weather shouldn't be a problem for you.
I still don't have to like it.
But, I mean, if you spent
like
some
you
35, 40...
It's not like I did a study on it.
Do you have the number? We got something for you guys to do this weekend.
That's right. If you can find a way to just get funded for the art method, we would be loaded and ready for bear. All right. So we're looking at the traffic. Everything looks clean. I don't see anything up there yet, which is great. So we don't have to check any of that out today, so we can get back to our stupid news stories, which is my favorite part of the stories, I thank you. And let's see. Let's hit Odd News Funnies by the United Press International. So we're going to go worldwide for dumb stories. And there's a good start right here. So, New Brunswick, which is where? Well, how's your geography?
New Brunswick is above us in Canada, correct? Or is it a Michigan town? We could have one of those.
March 3rd, a New Brunswick couple who initially thought a burglar had broken into their house discovered the invader was actually what? What do you think?
It was a bear.
Close.
A wolf in sheep's clothing.
No, it was a deer. It was a panicked deer that broke into their house. So they had called the police and waited outside. And then when the police got there, guess what they did?
Shot the deer.
No, you see, that's logic. Nope, that is not their jurisdiction. So we have to call wildlife preserves and let them deal with it, right? So
All
while the
y'all had
deer's
to
in
do
the
was
house,
call
it's
my-
smashing
yeah.
that house to bits, right? Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. There's nothing we can do. Unbelievable.
See, they called the wrong person. They should have called Bubba.
Hey, where's Uncle Tom?
Dude,
Hey,
Bubba be right there talking about I get to keep meat, right?
yeah, I process it myself. I'll give you half. I got half.
I got half.
Yeah, you know what? I'll make sausage links.
So was there any house left by the time the
You know, it does not. Oh, it says the firefighters and wildlife preserve respond to a home to rescue horse. Oh no. Yeah, no, they don't. They just move on.
Come on.
We got a Forrest Gump incident here.
Oh no.
Yes, and this is in America. America.
Well, you got to define a Forrest Gump.
Anything that involves running for a long period of time for Jenny.
Okay.
Jenny left, so I was running.
You're running.
Yeah.
Okay.
So March 2nd, a Florida woman earned a Guinness World Record when she completed 23 ultra marathon runs, 31.1 miles in a 23-day period. 41 years old in Kissimmee, and I know that's not how you say it. It's Kissimmee or whatever.
Yeah.
They get mad when you say it wrong. Earned the record for most consecutive days to run an ultra. So, ultra marathon is about 26 miles. Marathon is 26 miles.
I think so.
13.1.
I think so.
Distance.
Don't quote me.
Listen, I'm just okay. And ran ultra distance when she ran 31.1 miles a day from December 17th until January 8th. Okay. Guinness World Record confirms. First thing, if you're going to run, why are you running in the winter? I don't get that.
Where
this is in
they?
Florida.
Yeah, it's
so it's like
Florida.
60.
Yeah, they keep you cool. That's probably the best time to run in Florida is now. Of course, unless you're black, then you shouldn't run at all in Florida.
I'm going to move on. It says running every day like that is not bad because you keep up with it. Cassidy told the, I'm trying to pronounce that name, something Gazette. There are days it got
Hold on. We're point to it.
Right there. You go ahead.
Point to it. The Osceola.
Say it again.
Osceola.
Say it again.
Osceola. I said it three times, didn't I?
Oceola.
Osceola News Gazette.
So if you can pinch it and tell us what that is, it's the or it could be the Osceola.
Just call it the O. The O
Gazette. The OC. Yeah, the OC Gazette.
The OC Gazette.
Yeah. All right. So we can't read. Outstanding. All right.
Fixed.
And nice. And it says there are days it got kind of lonely, but I'd wear a bib telling about what I was doing. I'd wear a bib telling about what I was doing, and people loved hearing about it. I don't know what a bib is.
A bib.
A B-I-B.
A bib.
But I'd wear a bib telling people about what bibs are for babies. Why would that tell people what she's...
Keep reading.
Reading.
You're going to refer back to it.
She completed her runs in Lake Nona area due to the quality of the trails. She said one of the most difficult parts of her attempt was making sure to take in enough food. It was hard to eat enough calories in the first few days. Your brain tries to stop you from doing this, so it tells you that you're not hungry. I had to tell my boyfriend to make sure that I ate at least a quarter of a pan of lasagna every day, she said. Okay.
Wow.
So she had a problem with it. So this woman's got to be in phenomenal shape because my wife has never had to tell me that I need to eat food. That has never happened in the history of my life.
Right.
Okay. So that's not just a me thing. That's just a weird thing. Goes through and says what she beat, longest time. And it's just kind of crazy. And now I have the mental picture of her running for 31 days with a bib on. And now I'm trying to figure that part out.
Well, is it like bib overalls, like the,
So she's jogging in bib overalls. That's your theory. Some work boots and a hammer hanging off the
all I'm
hard
saying,
hat.
I'm listening. I'm listening to what you read.
And your brain is computing out bib overalls.
I'm conjecting. What other bibs are there? Bibs are overalls, aren't they?
There's the baby bib that those they spit up. When she got sick. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I guess that's an option.
There we go.
I didn't think like that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're going to need you to stay after, yeah.
I think I'm going to have to. Gosh. Oh, wow.
All right. Well, I want to try to find something funny on the news.
You're going to try, huh?
Because the other one's ironic, funny, irritating, but just funny. Like stupid funny, like animal funny, yeah?
Go for it.
All right, let's see. In Minnesota, a officer, and this is part of police people's jobs, and this is why I don't want their jobs, for the record.
Okay.
As they had to remove a jar off of a raccoon's head.
Okay.
Yeah, this is part of their real life job. Okay. A Minnesota police officer came to the rescue of a raccoon he spotted running around with a jar stuck over his head. First of all, imagine that.
How come you're not doing them on the laptop?
Because it's going too slow.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, never mind. Go for it.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, take your time. It wasn't like I was in the middle of something. Go ahead and interrupt. It's totally good.
Oops.
So, the Oak Grove Police Department said, Facebook post, by the way, that the officer whose name was not released for dignity's sake, okay, was working the midnight shift when he was faced with a scavenging mammal of a weasel family in a jar stuck over its head. So you can imagine trying to get a hold of this animal that's freaked out of its mind with its head stuck in a jar. And imagine what you looked like to him, right? Wow. The officer engaged in a foot chase with the raccoon, which led to the officer traveling a quarter mile from his vehicle in steps within 10 square feet at the animal's attempt. So they're, you know how they got those things that mark his steps? So can you imagine being the guy that's like, hey, did you know you ran a quarter mile within 10 feet of your car trying to catch that thing? It's like it goes back and forth, right? This is like a real cartoon in real life. This is a Bug Bunny scenario.
I have
right here.
So many questions.
Please start. I want to hear them.
One, I don't know. Maybe if he got close enough to, he could just hit it with his gun. I'm not saying shoot it.
You mean like hit the jar?
That glass jar on the top,
and then it's ringed, and now he's got a thing that can kill himself.
Then you got a new raccoon.
Wow.
Is it good eating?
Not a raccoon eating guy.
It's for lack of trying.
But that's a great question, and I'm partly glad that you asked.
Partly glad.
The officer eventually was able to grab the raccoon and remove the jar. The raccoon did not report any injuries from the incident, and the officer...
Wait a minute. Read that back. Are you sure it says record, or did it say report? That the raccoon
did not report any injuries from the incident, and the officer did not display any external injuries, though internally it may be too soon, the post said.
Oh, that is
PTSD.
Hilarious.
The part that's just starting to drive me nuts that I'm trying to take a look at this and I can't really see right now is I want to know what kind of jar it was. Was that like peanut butter? Was it jelly? Like what
was it yours?
Yeah.
Did you leave it out there?
That was in Minnesota. Like, did someone chuck it? Like, and how did it get? Because it would have had to been one that get stuck, right?
You have questions.
I do have questions.
You have questions.
Yeah. So, I have been looking at these news stories now for a hot minute, and I don't really see anything else. So now I'm going to pass it over to you for a minute, and you tell me something you want to talk about that you did over the weekend or something you had fun with.
I'm having difficulties right now with all my equipment, and I have been playing... most of the weekend, trying to figure stuff out. So I've got a robust network here. It costs me a lot of money. But once you have 23 devices on your network,
well, maybe that's the issue.
Things get a little funky. So I realized that was an issue. So what I decided to do was to wire up. So I've got 5 cameras, all hooked up on the Ethernet and wired to the network instead of doing the wireless. But that said, they're also connected to the wireless. So I'm thinking that may be my issue. I can't connect to both because I'm getting a lot of difficulties getting the cameras to load up.
Yeah, well,
so I think they're fighting with each other.
Well, then I guess you kind of got that figured out. You just gotta get her done.
No,
you just don't like the answer.
Plan B.
Plan B.
You just gotta always keep an extra iPad around so that I can just manually get you on camera. There you go.
Hey, how are you?
Ta-da.
So yeah, my old boss used to say that, and it's just the way he said that just sounded really struck me funny.
Yeah,
I kind of stole it from.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, but it was more like it's like one word. It's like hey, how are you? Like it's one word, and it just sounds dumb. And because it sounds dumb, makes it funny, and because it's funny, it makes it nice. I guess I don't know. I'm always working on it. I use it because it breaks tension most of the time, except for the face that you have on your face, looking at my face right now. But it did give me time because I wanted to see some of the weird Guinness World Record holder stupid things because we had the one with the mileage, right? The lady with the 31 miles or the super ultra whatever thing.
Okay.
Did you know that there is a world record for the largest paper airplane?
Ooh, I like that. Whoa. Really?
Yeah, I'm
world's largest paper airplane.
An engineer breaks Guinness World Record with 289-foot paper airplane flight. So it's it's the longest flight of an airplane, not the largest airplane.
That. Is that like one of those Red Bull things?
I don't know. I'm going to find out. It says March 1st, a trio of engineers broke a Guinness World Record when they created and threw a paper airplane that flew a distance of 289 feet and 9 inches. Dylan Rubble and Garrett Jensen, who work for Boeing. Wow. Airplane engineers broke their...
Go figure it.
Shocker. Unbelievable. Now, if it was a 6-year-old, right, that would have been... All right, so aerospace engineers, Nathan Erickson, spent 4 months experimenting with paper planes designed before taking on the Guinness World Record for the farthest flight by a paper aircraft. The final design was put to the test in Crown Point, Indiana, when Rubel managed to break the world record on his 3rd try. Wow, that feels like there's a lot of engineering in that, right?
So we're talking now. We got a different guy up here. Who are we talking about? I've got Taku Toda from Japan. Toda, the chairman of International Paper Airplane Association, hopes to break the 30-second barrier someday for the. Oh, this is for the longest flight.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? The longest flight, right?
Yeah, the flight of 289 feet and 9 inches. That's what I'm talking about. All right,
this is the paper airplane.
Longest in flight.
Huh?
29. That's the longest it was in the air. It's different than the length.
Okay, right.
So his could just go around in circles.
Okay.
Theirs was for see, there's a difference.
Okay.
Listen.
That's this one, furthest flight in the world.
Yes. 253 feet.
Kim.
Well, that was in 2022. This is in 2023, which if you'd have let me get to the next section,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Morning.
I'm
Good
gonna go
to
back
see
to playing
you.
with cameras. That's all. Leave me alone. I'll pretend like I'm not.
No, there's multiple entries for it. Now you're going to have to research this, right?
No, I'm done. I'm done.
No, listen. It says the flight of 289 feet and 9 inches broke the record of 252 feet and 7 inches, which was set by Chi Yi Jin and Jin Mu Jun and Kim Kai Tai in April of 2022, which is one that you had right there, which they set that record at 252 feet and 7 inches. And shocker, they were engineers for a plane company. Just in case you were wondering where they got all that information from. All right.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that these plane companies had encouraged their employees to participate in this event, right?
Well, it's got to be. One, because it's good for the company. And 2, it gives them something to be competitive about. And who doesn't like to win and stuff to be competitive about? And if you're a plane engineer, wouldn't you want to win at plane engineer competition stuff?
Engineering stuff, yeah. But these are tiny, so it's all about the wing design and the airfoil and all that, and it has to go straight. So
yeah, and I'm sure there's only so many steps you can take, and it's I'm impressed with it. Like when you're playing, like I play chess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy walks in, he plays chess. He said, "I want 2 state championships on a chess team." I'm like, man, that kind of made me nervous, right? And then I realized that just didn't seem that scary after I thought about it for a little while. But when you want to be good at something, you want to be good at something, right?
Right.
And whether someone else respects it or not is kind of irrelevant. I keep passing past this sign. I'm going to let you decide, okay? There's a story here that says why to put a crayon in your wallet.
See, now that's close to home.
All right.
Because when I was a kid, I used to put a Matchbox car in my wallet so people would think they had a wad of money in my.
No kidding.
Yeah. So your wallet would pooch out of your back pocket like you had something there.
So then you made it more wanting for people to steal it?
Possibly, but I guess the 4 wheels poking out of the back of the wallet might have been a giveaway.
But the process was, hey, I'm successful. Look at my fat wallet.
In my wallet. Yeah, my wallet's fat.
All right, I got you. That makes sense.
That's what I told myself.
This starts off with, we may not like to admit it, but life can be difficult, even on the best of circumstances. One of the secrets of making our day-to-day difficulties more tolerable is by looking for easier ways to approach them.
Uh-huh.
By this point in your life, you have probably heard of life hacks. A life hack is a little trick that can quickly implement in your day-to-day life to solve day-to-day problems. With new life hacks hitting the internet every day, it can be hard to keep up with the real life changes, which ones are real and not real. Fortunately for you, we are here to help. There's 31 of these life hacks. What do you think? Worth our time?
I think so. A life hack is not bad. Although I have gotten caught up on the Facebook when they have like woodworking hacks.
Yeah.
So I ended up watching this guy he screwed like 32 screws into the top of a toilet seat on the toilet.
All right.
And I'm like, what is he doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he takes rubber bands and strings them across the screws.
Okay.
So he's making like a checkerboard of rubber bands.
Okay.
Then he goes in the kitchen and gets a pot of pasta and pours it on it, says he made a strainer.
On the toilet?
On the toilet.
Where his butt goes?
Where his butt goes.
That doesn't feel like a hack. That feels dumb.
I think it's just one of those.
Unless it was like butt pasta.
Well, it's
and what does he do? Not flush it?
It's a tip for him to get views.
Oh.
And to hold people's eyes for 20,
he did that?
Long, right. Because it's like, what are you doing? Was my mentality.
So you got done watching that and you were dumber.
I was way dumber.
Okay. Hopefully these are not quite as dumb. I don't know. So, all right. This is 31 life hacks. This is going to help you with your life. First one is never spill boiling water again. Spend time in the kitchen cooking. And are you a cooker?
I am, but okay. I don't have that big a problem spilling water.
Yeah, I guess if you get caught up watching a video about someone's putting 31 screws in their toilet, you might watch the water overboil or something. But it says if you spend enough time in your kitchen, you would end up familiarizing yourself with the cooking on the stovetop. Stovetop cooking can be a great way to throw together a quick meal. Unfortunately, if you get distracted while boiling your water, you can end up with a mess on your hands. To limit the exposure to the mess, the tip is to limit your exposure to messy spills from boiling over. Get in the habit of keeping a wooden spoon handy. When you step away from the boiling water, merely lay the spoon across the top of the pot. The spoon will prevent the water from overflowing while you work on other parts of your meal. So
what? You got to read that again. I don't understand.
So you put a wooden spoon across the top of the pot, and then when the water boils, it separates it and keeps it from overflowing. Which
so another if you're you're making boiling water, you cover it with who covers boiling water with a lid?
I would just use a lid.
Who who does that when you're
boiling
boiling water.
But if you don't want to have a lid and you want a spoon, that doesn't feel like a hack. It feels weird. But it probably works. So somebody thought it was cool, so they made it a hack. But it doesn't feel like a hack.
It doesn't feel like a hack.
No, that doesn't feel like a hack. All right.
That feels more like a...
We're dominant for
hacked
yeah.
We're hacked on the hack.
All right. Let's see. Crime is going up. This is the next one. So it is important to have security cameras everywhere. Some of those barriers I faced with security cameras, and they're expensive, which you discussed earlier. Some require monthly plans, which are expensive. Usually is hard and complicated, which is true. Having to hardwire the cameras or stick them up, having them fall down a lot, and frequently dead batteries. The Kalini Light Cub security camera is one product that took care of all of my previous security camera issues. It's super easy to install, just to screw into a standard light bulb plug. Now that sounds cool. Generates power from the already wired light bulb socket. No dead batteries. It's affordable and has all the features of other security cameras: bright lights, pans, tilts, zooms, 360 rotation, two-way audio, alarm feature, and full color night vision. Wow, night vision. Wow, that's crazy. So basically what it is you know how you have your night light, that you flick on at night?
Yeah.
That bulb has a camera. And you just screw it into your night light and you flick it on and it has power and night vision. It has night vision. That's a pretty good idea.
So what good is that going to do you if the guy is in your hallway and that's when you realize it? What good is that?
Well, listen,
He's in the hallway.
You'll have the video of who it was when you're dead and the security of knowing
you mean your relatives will have the security footage.
That's not the point. You
That's
can see
like buying insurance.
You can see it with night vision. And they would still kill you, but you would be justice.
Justice. Well, listen, it's 8 o'clock. I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, well, you're going to let me go first. Sponsored by.
Yeah,
all right. Well, this section would be sponsored by.
You're going to do your sponsored
Cigar Fellas Cigar Lounge in Davison, 1086 North Iris Road. Go check out their cigars lounge where you can hang out and have a cigar in the boutique. Over 100 different facings. Cigar Fellas Cigar Lounge. Check them out on their website at cigarfellascigarlounge.com.
That was hilarious.
Thank you.
How did you ever... never mind. I'm not going to go there. I am not going to go there.
Oh, you're hating the player all of a sudden.
Dude.
In a world of horror and fear. One man makes fun of another.
All right, guys. Listen, this is WFOV. We're going to ignore him for a minute. WFOV 92.1 LP FM Flint, Our Voices Radio. Listen, we're determined to make a difference, but we need you to too. You like that?
Need you to too. Help us help you.
No, there was another 2 in there.
There's lots of 2s.
3 2s, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's double entendre, and then the third one brings it back to the correct 2.
And you're making fun of my Cigar Fella Cigar.
I did.
In a world of horror and fear.
810-259-9789 if you're interested in getting programming on Channel 17, interested in starting your own radio show here on WFOV, hit us up, 810-259-9789. WFOV 92.1 LPFM Flint.
92.1.
Our Voices Radio, determined to make a difference.
Yeah. 92.1 FM. WFOV.
All
right.
Boom.
Boom, boom, boom. All right, weather today still mix. Looks like we might be over the snow into the rain mix. High of 40, low 26. Wind should be relatively light. It's going to be cloudy with a side of clouds and gray outside, but it's all right. Traffic still looks okay. Everybody seems to be moving along safely. Nothing major going on. All right. So you didn't really like the video thing because you were just going to die from the video. I felt like that was an okay hack because they used the pre-existing light bulb thing, and I wouldn't have thought of that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I've got light bulb cameras. That the pan, tilt, zoom.
I don't.
I think it was really cheap. I'm going to say $30.
No kidding.
$25, yeah. They were
Yeah,
very
did you get one?
inexpensive. I assumed they were going to be really cruddy. Matter of fact, there's one in front of the studio.
But you like it.
I liked it because I could.
He says,
I liked it because I could pan and tilt it, and I could watch the people at the bus stop. And,
but
and
the
do that
picture
kind of
was
stuff.
grainy or what?
Didn't need that kind of,
Yeah.
security, so it wasn't necessarily made for video, but
Gotcha.
But it was good enough that I could see who they were.
Yeah. All right, this next one seems, I don't know, if you're moving, this kind of makes sense. If I asked you how you were going to transport clothes when you, were moving somewhere, what does your brain tell you?
Garbage bag?
Garbage bag. Just throw them in a garbage bag and hold them on your shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, if you had I'm going to call it a hamper, a basket, I could see transporting clothes in that. But most likely, if throw them in a garbage bag, throw them in the trunk.
Yeah, this idea is actually pretty good. I see all you smart people think alike, right? But this says to, put the clothes into the bag and then put the two twisty ties over the top. So it's like a travel bag for your clothes. And you can have all the hangers, and it just goes over the hangers and holds them together. And you stick them over your shoulder.
Oh, I mean, put a hole in the bottom of the bag.
No.
I've done that before.
You stick them in the bag.
Oh, I see how.
Like trash, and then put it up to the top. That's a pretty decent.
Well, I just do it the opposite way. I just put a hole in the bottom of the bag and use it like it's a garment bag.
Oh, see, I'd use it as a garment bag because the hole's at the top, like the garment.
Like a garment bag. Yeah.
But that's a pretty good idea.
Too bad we don't have a picture of it up on the computer so we could show people.
Wow.
Listen, I'm not going to say anything.
I didn't even know that was hooked up to that.
I'm okay with it.
You're
3
right.
hours setting
I'm
up
wrong.
technology.
You're attractive. I'm not good looking.
3 hours setting up technology to be ignored.
I should probably feel
very
bad about it.
Very, very, very bad.
But I don't at all, actually.
Anyways, I forgive you for not forgiving me.
I didn't not forgive it, but we're moving on. All right. So, using a trash bag, so let's just read it.
Do the hacks? Go ahead.
Moving can be one of the most exciting and irritating aspects of life. Irritating, I agree with that. While it is enjoyable to settle in a new home physically, moving all of your stuff is a headache. One of the biggest headaches is running into during moves, handling of clothes. And to quickly transfer your clothes from one closet to the next, you can utilize garbage bags. And we aren't saying that your fashion sense is terrible. Instead, we are suggesting that you use a garbage bag to wrap up all of your clothing while your clothing is still on the hangers. So you just basically squunch them together, get a bag, and then you put the top over it and walk them out, which actually is a pretty good idea. I always took mine off the hanger, stuck them in the bag, took the trash bag, and then had to rehang them all. But you can avoid all that.
That is a good point. Yeah, why take them off the hanger? I guess if the goal is just to keep them clean, it actually keeps them together, too. So it is a good idea.
I don't know if I want to share this one because it says stop sleeping in a cluster of gross bacteria with sheet germs destroying your sheets. It sounds gross.
Sounds pretty bad.
Did you know that sheets that haven't been washed in 1 week have 3 million particles of bacteria per square inch? Where did that bacteria come from? That's a great question. The 17,442 more than a toilet seat. They counted how many are on a toilet seat.
I'm sure that there's been a study on that. Come on, man. Didn't you just read a study last night?
You're out with your buddy who's a scientist. What'd you do this week? Man, I was counting bacteria on a toilet seat.
How many did you get, man?
Well, here's the question. Whose buttocks was on there, and why is there so much bacteria? I'm sure there's a scientific answer for that, but that's weird for me, right?
Well, bacteria exists in nature, right?
Yeah.
Bacteria is not a bad thing. Bacteria is a good thing.
I'm sure it does, but they're saying it's a bad thing, and if he had swamp bacteria from swamp buttocks, there would be more. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
Anyways, and where do you think this swamp bacteria is going when you lay down? They actually call it swamp bacteria. That's gross.
Well, I bet you the SWAMP stands for something. Swine, Winnipeg, Appalachia.
I'm sure. That's right. It's seeping into your skin, and you're breathing them in all night when you sleep. If you are thoroughly grossed out, as you should be, then you should consider sheets that use silver ions to kill bacteria. I don't even know what a silver ion is, but they have a name. Miracle Sheets and one of the best reviewed brands.
So this is an ad.
This is an ad for Miracle Sheets. Yeah.
So it's all lies.
Yeah.
Or manipulation of the truth. Let's call it that.
Let's say if you say, well, what's the difference if you buy their sheets and they say after a week there's all that bacteria? What stops it there? Because they have the. Should I read about the silver ions? This seems like a commercial.
Yeah.
Low maintenance, odor free, like most sheets are. I'm gonna go ahead and skip that one because that one doesn't feel like a hack.
Have you seen the commercials for the big blankets?
Big blankets.
Big blankets. They said everybody's blanket. It's a cute commercial. You know, they show the guy on the couch trying to snuggle with his girl, and the blanket's too short. Their feet are exposed.
Oh,
and they go to the beach to have a picnic, and she's got this little dish towel. And she lays it down on the ground, and the family's looking at it. But we need a big blanket. So there's this huge blanket. It's like 3 times the size of a regular blanket.
Yeah.
And it's 5 times as expensive.
Yeah. And how many times have you ran into a blanket scenario?
What's am I doing? What's it look like I'm doing, Ray?
We just have a guy coming to the window talking right now. It's actually pretty weird.
Well, back up and we'll be able to see you, Ray, and everybody will know how famous you are.
Now we have another one.
What's up, baby?
This is why.
How you doing, man?
All right.
Trying to get there?
Yeah, trying to get there.
All right. Well, wave for mama because you're on TV.
Oh, I'm on TV.
Here we go. What's up, man?
What's up?
How we doing?
I'm all right.
This is interactive.
You know this character?
I do, of course I know this guy.
Well, why wouldn't you say something about it?
Because he's one of my Salvation Army guys.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, baby, you trying to
Keep
get
doing
there,
your
huh?
thing,
All right.
All right, keep swinging.
Now you're gonna have to remember where you were. How are you gonna do that?
I'm gonna remember where I was because I was getting ready to start the next one, and it involved Crest toothpaste. So that is just for the record, so you can explain what just happened. Is we have a window open looking at the street, and these 2 cats just walked up, one with no teeth, and came right up to the window and started looking at us, and it was weird. And but apparently Paul knew who he was, and another gentleman who I knew that we had worked with through Salvation Army and housing came up, and it was nice to see those guys. But when you're in the middle of the show,
that's part of it,
adapt
baby.
and overcome.
Oh yeah, that's part of it. I mean, that's why I like being in the window.
Yeah.
It actually reminds me of Do the Right Thing. Do you remember Do the Right Thing?
No, tell me.
You didn't see Do the Right Thing?
Tell me.
How long have you been watching?
I got hit by a truck. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, you probably missed it.
I might have had it. Just didn't make it out of the fog. What happened?
It's a Spike Lee joint or movie.
Yeah.
And what it did was it was but it circled around a radio station in a Harlem neighborhood.
Oh yes. Now I remember.
And it was in a storefront.
That's
it looked out on the street, and the DJ could see what was going on and talk about what was happening in the community.
And so we're doing the same thing.
Ta-da!
Ding, ding, ding. We have a wiener.
That's my version. I mean,
we had our first interaction, and that was interesting. So, yeah. You know what? In the summertime, we do that. I mean, we'll pop the window open.
It will get a lot more interesting in the summertime. We have a lot more traffic around this neighborhood. A lot of mo.
All right. Well, here's our next life hack. If you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right. It involves Crest toothpaste.
Crest.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you use it to wash your teeth. This actually makes me a little bit nervous about Crest in general.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just such a good product. I don't know. I'll let you decide. Clean your headlights with Crest. So you know how your headlights will get foggy over time because they have that smoky thing, because stuff gets on your headlights, right? And then you got to pay for a new headlight, or you got to pay for some cleaning kit or do it yourself, and it takes forever, right? They use the scrubby things. I've had to use them before, and they work kinda, right? Well, here's another thing. Everybody knows that it's dangerous to drive at night. I didn't actually know that, but from poor visibility to natural fatigue, it can be a dangerous experience to drive down the road after dark. If you haven't replaced your headlight covers in a while, you may have begun to see a yellow discoloring or gray discoloring on your headlights. Can lower your visibility, thus increase your exposure to potential dangers. If you want to get your headlights back to their brightest consider applying a layer of Crest toothpaste to your plastic headlight covers. Polish the toothpaste before wiping it away with a rag to reveal the sparkling surface underneath. Okay, so you take toothpaste and you rub it on your headlight, and then you allow it to sit for a little while and dry, and then that removes the oxidation on the headlight. All right. Do we have anything to actually try that with to see if that actually works or not?
I couldn't see why not. I mean, if it cleans your teeth, why wouldn't it clean your headlights?
Well, here's the thing. If that's doing that to headlights, what is that doing to their teeth? Like, is that good?
Oh, it's poison. You do know that
The bacteria, the leaven.
No,
Oh, no, that was the butt cheeks.
Toothpaste is poison.
Poison.
Right? Yeah, it's poison. You're not. It says do not swallow.
Do not swallow. Uh-oh.
Yeah, so why would
There's
they
some good-
say do not swallow on something that wasn't poison
That you put in your mouth.
that you put in your mouth?
Well, that's...
It's an abrasive. You got to think about it. It's like sandpaper.
Does it really say do not swallow on there?
Yes.
Are you for real?
Would I lie to you?
So they want you to
I
put
would.
toothpaste. You would lie to me in a hot minute just for good humor.
Yeah. Oh,
But
God.
you brush your teeth and you're not supposed to swallow something that they tell you to put in your mouth.
I'm not supposed to swallow that.
I mean, I haven't swallowed. Now I got to find it. Now I got to know if that box says it.
Yeah.
Listen, somebody's going to have to punch in here and let us know if it actually says that, because I don't know if he's full of crap or not. And
Would I lie to you?
yes.
I would.
Yes, you would.
I would. I would.
You would.
100%.
Yeah.
If I thought it was funny.
All right. So this next one, I actually had these things, and they work, kinda. So, do you deal with foot pain at all?
See, pain is
Like your feet being sore from walking?
no.
All right. See, I deal with that from a car accident, and I know a lot of people deal with foot pain, so they get those in, like Dr. Soles, right?
Okay.
They put them insoles in. But those things didn't work for me, so I actually tried these. These are these magnetic insoles where they put them on different spots of your bottom of your feet, and they work, kind of. It worked kind of. It says the feet are often the foundation of the body. They directly affect almost all parts of your body, your back, your neck, your hips. That's true. So when you're suffering from pain from these areas, you might have to look about how to fix your feet. The midsole and the shoe insole and massage your feet as they walk. These insoles use magnetic technology, which basically is magnets that they put on pressure points on your foot. And they do work, kind of.
That makes sense.
And it did reduce, like, it used to be so bad, I felt like my feet were on fire, and it went from that to just my feet feeling sore. So,
well, I have I call it shoe pain. Just, when you're in your shoes all day, your feet get a little wider, and then when you take those shoes off, it's like, ah.
Well, yeah.
But that's not pain.
I don't, because shoes are supposed to be comfortable. For the most part, they're kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's just my experience, right?
Well, I'm not a big fan of shoes, and you'll know that as soon as I can take them off, I take them off. So I don't wear shoes most of the summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I do wear shoes, but I get it.
I put shoes on to go into the store, to go into the gas station, and I kick them right off the minute I get in the car.
Like one of the life hacks that is not on this list, but there's this guy who was suffering from joint pain. Okay. And so what he did is he took a metal rod, he stuck it into the ground, and then ran a wire and used metal duct tape and taped it to his bed.
Grounded his bed
and relieved his joint pain. And so his buddy, who was a scientist, said, I'm going to do a study just to prove you wrong, and proved him right.
That's a good study. That's a good study.
It's not a Lego head.
It's not a Lego head. He didn't swallow any of the wire or anything, did he?
No, he grounded the bed, and it relieved his joint pain just from the magnetization and the electromagnetic of the earth. I was like, wow, that's pretty good.
Well, there's a whole thing called grounding. It's a thing. I didn't know it. Now, listen, I've been doing this 15 years. Everybody would laugh at me at Juneteenth because we'd host the Juneteenth festival in Riverbank Park.
Yeah.
And I'd be running around barefoot.
Okay.
And they'd be saying, you're crazy. I said, no, I got a relationship with Mother Nature.
Oh, I got you.
I like to touch the earth and become grounded. And then I found out that I guess some folks in California, as always,
I thank you,
named it grounding.
They named it.
And there's some science behind it. Yeah, there's definitely science about it. These shoes are insulating you from grounding.
Oh, well.
So I don't know what the health benefits are, but the guy said his aching stopped.
Huh, yeah.
So
they
I might
relieved
be
his
tore.
joint pain.
I'm about to say I might be tore up from the floor up if I haven't been grounding for the last 15 years.
Yeah, well, I haven't been doing that. And something to look at. Anyways, this next one doesn't feel like a hack either. It says when freezing your ground meat. It actually says ground meat. Flatten it out as much as you can, reducing thaw time. I don't see why that's a big deal. I think most people would flatten their meat.
You think so?
Well, I would hope.
I mean, if you're cooking
Just
frozen chicken wings, what are you going to do? Pound them flat?
No, but we're talking about hamburger meat.
Well, let's say hamburger.
I said ground meat.
It did say ground meat. Okay.
Ground meat. Try to stay focused.
My bad.
I'm going to be here all morning.
Yeah,
morning.
We will.
The coffee's getting chilly. You know what I'm saying?
My
How's your coffee stein?
Oh, my coffee's so
God, that thing is huge.
Huh?
That is a massive coffee.
This is
that's the one from the corner. That's the one from the corner. This is a 24 ouncer.
Yeah.
And it's a little fella compared to that guy right there.
Well, I'm not a big beer drinker.
Yeah, but you are a big coffee drinker.
This I saw, and it came with a big can of beer in it. So I got it, and I threw the beer away. And then I put the coffee in it, and it works out well. But I'm told I should only have one of those a day.
One of those? I think you have like 3.
That's like 32.
Yeah.
That's like 32 ounces.
That's a bunch.
That's a lot.
All right. So we're going through this life hack list, and I'm agreeing with about one author. This one's an earwax thingy. It's more of a commercial. See, it looks like a screw.
I'm ready to argue this. Go for it.
It goes in here, and it says millions of people suffer from tinnitus, which is that high ringing sound in your ears, ear infections, and hearing issues. What they do not realize is that a lot of that time, earwax buildup is what is causing their everyday issues. Earwax can become incredibly compacted, which is stuffed into your ear, in the small tunnels of your ear, and cause all sorts of problems. What's worse is that the majority of people use Q-tips to try to fix the problem. Q-tips were invented way back in 1923, and doctors are always warning about the dangers of using them, and they can puncture your eardrums by pushing them in too far. This can cause hearing loss, push wax further, and to make it so hard and compact that sometimes surgery is required to remove earwax. Yikes. After much trouble with
I predict that this is a commercial too.
I feel like this is a commercial, right?
Yeah.
It's got a weird name to it. Don't use Q-tips, blah 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 blah. The name of it is the Tvidler, Tvidler, Tvidler. And basically,
where did you find these pages?
Listen, I look under stupid news, man. This is stupid. So basically, it looks like a Q-tip, except it's got a screw part where you screw into it and you can pull the wax out of your ear.
Like a die. If you work on anything and you break the head off of a bolt, you're supposed to use this tap where you drill a little hole in the top of it, and it's just got reverse threads.
Yeah.
So instead of turning righty-tighty, it's lefty-tighty, righty-loosey.
Yeah.
And that will remove it.
Yeah.
But here's my question.
Uh-oh.
Who's getting that much earwax in their ear?
So
that's a 40-year glob of earwax. I mean, you get a thing. I learned doing this that talking is what generates earwax.
Talking.
The more you talk, the
less you hear.
Your jaws are moving.
Yeah.
Right? And your jaws are creating this wax in your ear, which is lubricating your ears, and it eventually is supposed to drain out.
Supposed to.
Right. So the more people talk, if that's what you do for a living, talk, I could see where you could get a good chunk of that. Mm. But ordinary people are going to get a 64th, 120th of an inch of earwax in a week. And if you just press to the sides and pull out with the Q-tip, or what I've also done is taken a little bit of the Q-tip off. So that it's not as bulbous at the end.
That's what I do.
And then you can get in and pull back.
I'll actually make it less and
so
wet it.
These guys are making a problem problem. Something that's not a problem, they're making it a problem.
I don't know. You go in there, you screw it, you pull it out, it pulls the wax out on the thing. I don't know. If that's a thing, I don't know. I wouldn't know.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna suggest you borrow one.
Yeah,
don't buy it.
Yeah. I'm gonna need you to stay after. Yeah, and I don't want to borrow someone else's earwax puller.
Why? Is earwax poison? You can always alcohol it, or
it just feels gross. It feels gross.
Like sharing tampons? Is that what you're saying?
I gotta get that out of my brain. I gotta control, delete that one. That's not good.
That was horrible.
The next one is a microwave hack. Actually,
okay.
It says when you're cooking for multiple people or merely in a hurry, using the microwave can be a ton of help. Unfortunately, most microwaves can only fit a single bowl or plate on revolving surfaces. If you're low on time and need to heat up multiple objects, consider using this simple layout. And what it tells you to do is by using a mason jar or glass pieces of kitchenware, you can prop up the second container of food in your microwave.
Okay.
And you will likely need to increase your cooking time to account for the extra food, so being careful not to bite into anything that's still cold. So it's saying instead of putting it on a plate, stick it into a glass jar next to each other so you can heat up multiple food faster. I don't know if that's a hack. That's a good idea. But you're still going to get them cold spots. You know what I'm saying? And then it says you have to use extra time to do it. So I don't know. That doesn't feel like a hack. That feels like I'm in a hurry.
I'm curious to see what they're selling. What are they selling?
That was it. There was nothing else to it.
They weren't selling anything.
That was, I guess, mason jars. Maybe. But it didn't say that. It just said. I suppose if your husband's home and he's hungry and the kids are yelling and get in the kitchen, honey, and I don't want casserole or something. You know what I mean? And I don't know. That's something. All right, this one here says the title is finally a worthwhile laundry innovation. And now that looks like a yellow grenade, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it looks like. A yellow grenade with a green top for the pin that you pull is what it looks like. And now it says, have you ever wondered if there was the equivalent of dryer balls, except for your washer? So your washer balls, now your dryer needs balls as well. And something that can be used over and over and eliminate the cost and inconvenience of laundry detergent. Not to mention those weights of those jugs or liquids, having to pick up those heavy jugs would be difficult, right? This is called the Laundry Masher. All right.
Nice.
It's a sphere. It kind of looks like a pineapple. It does kind of look like a pineapple.
Okay.
But it looks like a grenade that looks like a pineapple that you throw in your washer to replace detergent. Laundry Masher contains specially made nano silver infused ceramic beads in the center of the sphere. These ceramic beads are engineered to react with the water and deep clean your clothes. This is the second time we've heard about silver infused something.
Right.
I wonder what makes silver infused things cleaner. I don't know. I wonder if it's metal.
I bet you it's the silver conglomerate, the Silver Union.
It is, but it's Silver Union saying this is good for you.
Yeah.
You just throw it into your laundry and it gets to work. And it's reusable up to 200 times. Getting rid of the cost of detergent makes this a no-brainer switch. But it also has these additional benefits. So not only can you use it 200 times, giving your dryer some extra balls, hypoallergenic, no harsh chemicals made. It's safe for people with allergies, so you're not using the liquids and the soaps. Works with any style washing machine. Cleans clothes and kills bad smells. Leaves clothes smelling fresh but not too perfumey, that's actually really important. Saves you money. Reusable up to 200 times, and guess what? 100% satisfaction, money back guarantee. Nice. But it's not a commercial.
It's not a commercial.
Not a commercial.
You're killing me.
It's a life hack.
You're killing me.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh, dude.
So far, these are okay. All right, these are all right. Freezer organizer. This one seems dumb. Stick stuff in bags, freeze it, flatten it, stack it.
Are you looking under news for real? Or are you looking under advertising?
Listen, this is under SoGoodly.com, okay?
SoUgly.com. Isn't that where we started?
Goodly. Goodly. Goodly.
Oh, okay, that's the one we started with. Okay.
These are the life hacks. It says life hacks, and I'm sure they're getting some kind of support from these people about life hacks.
How old are you?
Listen, I'm pretty young.
How old? I mean, are you an old guy or?
I'm 46, so I'm
You're still young, so
Yeah.
you're not thinking about retiring or anything, right?
No.
You know anybody of retirement age, perhaps?
I mean, we all know people who are retirement. And what is age? What is retirement age now? 63, 69?
I hope 45. How old did you say you were?
I hope it's 46, right?
Whatever your age is.
Yeah.
Now, I have always come to the conclusion that I would never be able to retire.
Well, and do what, man?
Well, one, you got to have a job to retire.
Yeah, and you got to have something to do.
And I don't have a job. I just do what I do. So
I just do what I do.
Right. So how do you retire from that?
Well, you don't have to because it's not a job. It's just stuff you like to do.
Exactly. So you start doing other stuff that you like to do, and still not retirement. And bottom line is nobody's going to pay me to do that.
Well, before we get into this, we need you to do a roll call out for the radio show.
For what? Your radio show? The
This
AI
one.
in the morning?
Yeah.
But they're already listening and watching. That would be
But it's
repugnant.
8:30. But you said.
Oh, you mean the IDs?
Yeah.
IDs. Yeah, we do IDs for the radio station.
And I appreciate that shellacking. I appreciate it.
WFOV 92.1 LPFM Flint, our Voices Radio, a public service of Flint Odyssey House, managed by Spectacle Productions. We are determined to make a difference, but we need you to I got all three in.
Help us, help you, help others.
Thank you. 810-259-9789. That's 810-259-9789. Always looking for clean music.
Wait, what was that number again?
Always looking for videos and volunteers. 810-259-9789. Leave a message, because we're here.
Because we're here, 9789. All right, so you're talking about retirement. So, like, you just do stuff, and one of the quickest ways people pass on is because they don't have anything. They don't have a plan.
Well, no, I plan to die.
Well, I mean, that's one of the options. But before that, there's things to do, right?
Well, yes and no. If you're dead, you're not doing much here.
Like, because you got to either be Batman where it's part of the plan, or either Joker where it's all part of the plan. But you got to have a plan, right?
No. Well, I guess you got to tell people. Yeah, you got to have a plan that you share with somebody.
Yeah, you got to have a goal that you're shooting with, right? I mean, without a goal, you don't have anything to shoot with. You don't have anything to shoot at. You have nothing to do. You have nothing to do. There's no reason to be.
I told my kids, if they find me in a suspicious position, who did it? That's all I'm saying. I know who did it.
Yeah, see me, I'm going to be looking for pulleys and cables and trapdoors where the things disappeared and you made it look one way, but it was something else. Going out with a bang.
Exactly.
I can see that.
Exactly. I'm not going to go the old Rudy Poop fell off overboard on a cruise.
Yeah,
come on.
Right? Yeah.
That's overdone.
I have one of those whodunit mystery ones. Yeah?
The best escape room ever. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah, murder mystery. Paul.
You ever do an escape room?
I have not. I have not been Let me tell you this. Back in the day, they came out with this game called Myst. Do you remember Myst?
Okay. Tell me.
It was a new phenomenal transition in gaming. It wasn't a shoot 'em up. It wasn't a ride around or drive or fly or space game.
Uh-huh.
It was almost Hobbit-like, medievalish. And the guy was telling a story about this book that he had written that allowed him to go through fissures and times and all these different lands.
All right.
But once he gets to those lands, he has to figure out a series of puzzles in order to move forward. Like there may be a tram that will take him to the next island, but in order to figure out how to start it, he's got to go around this whole island and find all the little switches and all the little puzzles that.
Okay.
So it really, it's a what they say, it's a 6-month game.
6-month game.
Took me 2 years.
Wow.
2 years. And that's not steady play, but
Yeah.
enough. And I still had to cheat.
And you still had to cheat.
Cheat codes missed.
Oh, man.
It was the one that made me cheat was a Subway.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to listen to the bells. And I didn't realize this till after I got the cheat code, but 3 bells meant turn right, 2 bells meant turn left. 1 bell meant go straight. So I'm like, man, you'd have had to go through this a bunch of times to figure that out.
Yeah, and how many times did you go through that? And man, that was funny there.
That's missed. I liked Mist.
No, I was a Call of Duty guy. I had my buddies. We went in. They shot us. We shot them. It was good. Decompression after a hard day of work, you know?
Well, the online factor and playing with buddies.
Yep.
That appealed to me.
Yeah, I love it.
That appealed to me. To just talking stuff with your guys and the shooting I could live with or without. But I mean, that's fun too. There's something said about the cathartic release.
And they respawn. So you get to do it, and the best part is you get to do it again.
Right.
So.
It's not permanent. And that's the scary thing.
It's like a timeout.
Well,
like kids.
I'm afraid that people that are playing these games are under the impression that they could really do it in real life.
Yeah.
And I think it disrespects the real soldier.
Well,
you know what I mean? Because these people, they didn't get another life. They didn't respawn.
Well, I hear what you're saying, and from a mental position, yes. On a secondary note, for those people that have done their service, when they get in on those games, they're really, really good. So, they go in there and
our government dollars at
work. Yeah, man. Listen. I played with some state troopers, former military guys, some police guys, and we would get in there, and those kids would go. They'd say, "You're not running around so we could shoot you," and they're like, "Right." And they're like, "Well, that's boring." They're like, "Oh, it's boring for you." And they keep running around and shooting them, and they were having a great time. And it was like, wow, that kind of works.
Yeah.
Right, so that works. Anyways, got a few more of these life hacks, which don't seem like life hacks. It just seems like information in commercials. There's been a couple of good ones. The garbage bag one I would actually use. This one here, I'm not sure. So we got the Crest one for the lights, right? Which was okay. Now we got Coca-Cola for the toilets. So, and I do know that Coca-Cola works on batteries, right? Get the corrosion off the battery.
Right.
All right. But apparently it works for toilets. So let's see. It says, we promise that this is not a Coca-Cola endorsement. Yeah, I bet. But there are many uses for the beverage when you aren't sitting back with a refreshing can of Coca-Cola. You can use your sweet tooth and favorite drink to get other stuff done around the house. Coca-Cola has many chemical properties that work to erase stains and remove rust. You can pour Coca-Cola into your toilet for a quick cleaning session. You can also soak your screws in Coca-Cola in order to remove the rust from the components. If you don't like this life hack, you can also just drink the Coca-Cola. That could be one of the options. I would say, though, after hearing that the erosion factor of the Coca-Cola, I would really be kind of curious. Because, like, I did traveling. I had to go work at a place that actually makes the cans. So you know that Coca-Cola, Pepsi don't make their own cans. They outsource that. All right. Well, inside of those cans, they have to put a coating, powder coating.
Right.
So the Coca-Cola and the Pepsi and whatever other colas that they have don't eat the can. The cola can eat the can.
Yes.
Okay. The cola can eat the can.
Yes.
All right. So
citric acid.
Yeah, but then you're drinking that.
Are you?
I'm saying, and it tastes good, but there's clearly something broken. There's something broken. Just don't eat. It's strange, right? You can use it for batteries in your toilet, but you drink it. That just seems weird to me. I don't know, and it tastes good, and I like it, and I probably shouldn't have it though. You know?
Oh my goodness! I mean, they told us years ago to pour it over the battery terminals in your car when you needed to clean your car up. So we've known that it's horrible for a long time.
Yeah, but it's also delicious. So there's that. And
and it's probably that hit of acid.
Well,
that
originally
makes
it
it
had
delicious.
cocaine in it, right?
Oh, yeah,
Coca-Cola
that's
originally
true.
had cocaine in it.
That's true. That's true.
And acetaminophen was actually something they used for housewives to help them get energy in the 50s. So, we're always learning. And I'm going to skip this next one because it's a toenail thing and I have a toe thing and I don't want to talk about that. I don't care if it's a good one or not. It's just gross.
Are you saying you have a toe fetish?
I'm saying I don't want to think about anybody's toes because feet are gross. And they smell bad, the fungus, the toenail color, size, shape. I don't want to talk about it, Paul. Gross. They got another hanger one. This one seems dumb. We're going to skip that one as well.
Okay.
Ooh. The pillow position for a better night's sleep. Now this
You are still on that ad page.
Listen, it is an ad for a Derilla, Derila pillow, which is a second Derilla.
Quit saying the name. Quit saying the name.
Well, I don't even know what it is.
No, you got it wrong. So it's
Oh, good.
I don't think we're in any trouble from that one.
You lay down, and because your head is in a better position, you sleep better. But I toss and do you toss and turn?
I actually flip.
You flip. I'm a toss and turner, man.
I
sleep on my stomach. So all these pillow things do nothing because I sleep on my stomach. I cannot sleep on my back.
Well, I thought they had. I thought they had all sorts of things for you.
What?
I thought that they also. I mean, the pillows have little slot. I've been watching those. Those commercials.
Oh,
with
I have
memory foam pillow, and they got the little slots for your arms if you sleep on your sides.
Yeah. And here's the thing:
wedges for you if you sleep on your stomach.
Yeah, here's my thought process. So you put your head in that hole where the pillow is. So now you can breathe, but now you have stuff touching your face, right? And that's just.
But the pillow was going to touch your face anyway if you were going to have.
No, it's going to touch the side, and it's not touching your face; it's touching the side
of your what?
The side of your head. Yeah, and then you turn your head, and it's on this side. But when it's in this region here in your face, I just want
to check. I want to know where your face starts.
Listen, it's about your ear back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's ear back is face. This list kind of sucks actually. Don't touch my face. All right, so good. Here's actually a hack you might use. This would be good for moms actually. Mount your phone to the seat in front of you by using a Ziploc bag.
Oh, that's interesting.
This is actually might be a hack. Nobody likes staring at their phone screen on a long flight. Nobody likes having to watch their television screen bounce around by the person in the seat in front of them.
Okay.
What are you supposed to do on a long flight where you just have your cell phone? Well, it turns out all you need is a sandwich baggie to enjoy hands-free entertainment on the plane. You can use a plastic sandwich baggie to hang on your phone on the seat in front of you. The see-through plastic will allow you to operate the phone even the screen is covered. Now you can play Candy Crush on the plane without using your hands. Also, you could keep it charged if you want to by keeping that side open, and the sound for your headphones on the open side of the bag. That's actually a pretty good one right there. Moms having their kids go on trips, that might be a good one as well.
I like it. Yeah. So 1 out of 12 on that page. Everything.
Well, there was like 3. So the Crest.
What were the 3?
Crest, Coca-Cola toilet cleaner, and that one right there. That one right there in the baggage. Those 3. So they're batting about 10%, which is okay. I think 10% is all right.
With your help, yeah, they're batting 10% with your help.
Well, we need some of our people to chime in here and tell us what they think is good and sucks about this as well. Go on to the website and this one here, I don't know, man. A hidden cutting board. That seems dumb. You pull it out and then you stick it in a drawer in the kitchen.
Who's got to hide their cutting board?
Why would you want to hide it? What difference does it make?
Well,
And
I mean, if it's court ordered.
Oh, no.
I can understand it if it's court ordered.
Another commercial for a tooth cleaner. That doesn't feel like a hack. That just feels like a... So, injury-free hammer use. Oh, on the wall so you don't dimple them when you're trying to fix something?
Oh, that might be good if you're, I guess, nearsighted and you can't hammer properly.
You know those wooden, pinchers that you put the clothes on the line for?
What yeah, clothespins.
Yeah, the wooden ones. It says use that and hit that on the wall. But when you
no, you put the nail in it, but you can do the same thing with a pair of pliers.
Yeah, right? I don't, and because it pinches it makes it better than pliers. I don't know.
I mean, it's just not your fingers. So anything that'll keep your fingers from hitting the nail. I guess you could stick a nail in an apple and then hit the apple. And that way
you could also put it in a strawberry.
Exactly.
I think.
Yeah, you're just bragging. You're just bragging about your strawberry win, that's all.
Well, I guessed on the snow properly.
I am going to say that I have been bamboozled. But that's okay. We got any more snow coming?
Later on this week. I don't know. I haven't checked the news. It's supposed to be in the 40s most of the time. Got a mix of snow and rain today. Overcast, high of 40 and a low of 26. And then the rest of the week is supposed to be 40s. I don't know. Let's see.
I know last night when I was listening to the news, they said everybody was 39. Except for Flint. Flint was 34.
Oh, we're the ones that's worse than everybody.
It was colder. Definitely colder.
I don't know.
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to get to the news for the weather. But to get the rest of the week. But it's supposed to be in the 40s today. And there it goes. 38, let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, 38. Lows are in the mid-20s. Friday, 33 with snow, which isn't the freezing point, 32, just weird.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah. Saturday, cloudy, 35. Sunday, snow at 37, because that's the high. Low 27. Monday, a little bit of snow, 38. So it's gonna snow melt. But this isn't bad. This is the best winter we've had in a hot minute.
Why do you say best?
Well, from a weather standpoint, the last couple of years, man, I mean, winter started like in October and didn't break till May. There's a lot of winter. And then summer was like super hot for like 40 days and then it went right back into winter. And like fall was a month and then winter happened and it was just not okay. And this time, it's nice that it's nice that the weather's not that bad.
You ready to lose some more strawberries? I mean, you ready to win some more? You ready to win some more strawberries?
Hold on a minute. Before we continue, let me get a bite. All right, big boy. What do you
got? Rub it in. This is a long-term deal, so everybody, you guys might be able to participate.
Uh-oh.
I am going to say, in the month of April, before the 15th of April, before mid-April,
all right,
we are going to experience a snowstorm. Or let's not call it a snowstorm.
No kidding, are you sure?
Let's call it a snow event.
If you were going to say before April we're going to have a day in the 70s, that would be something to argue. It's going to snow.
We will.
Did you think it's going to snow in the first 3 months of the year? I don't know, Paul. That's a good one.
I'm going to say. Oh, wait. Let me
I'm not taking that bet.
Let me do an addium.
All right, since you said addium.
That'd be you like that word. We're going to have to look it up and make sure it's proper.
Addendum, I think, is what you're looking for.
Addium.
Yeah,
Spell it out.
I don't even know how to do that.
You're not hooked on phonics, are you?
No, I'm not. All right, so, yeah. Now, if you said there was going to be a day in the 70s.
Well, that's what I'm going to say now.
Like it's an educated
Between
guess.
March 30th and that April 15th, we are going to have a 60-degree day.
No kidding. Yeah, I'm not taking that bet.
Damn.
Yeah, that's one of those, are you sure?
So did you stay at a Holiday Inn last night?
I don't know, but I did stay at Holiday Inn last night.
That's an Express.
That's right.
The small one.
Oh, my Lord.
All right, well, maybe that's not a good bet. I've got Prince's song, Sometime It Snows in April. Just bouncing around in my head here.
Oh yeah, how's that going for you?
It's not going well. Apparently, I couldn't use it on you.
Nice.
But I think, I think we shifted. I think we've got a 30-day shift here.
I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a great year this year. I think the community outreach stuff that's getting done, the 92.1 morning show, the podcast, the television, the radio, like everything is moving in a generally popular direction. I can't wait to see what this year brings. I can't wait to see what we're able to help with the community. I'm looking forward to our partnership and being able to get out into the world and help people with things that they're struggling with. I mean, how many events do you have going on just this between now and like August? There's a bunch. Like above 10, right?
There's a bunch.
It's hard
to be everywhere.
It is hard
to
be
really
omnipresent.
is.
It's
Oh,
really
dude.
hard to do that,
Yeah.
being stuck in one body. Yeah.
And here's the deal: is people call you and they want you to come and do these things, and they want you to do it for free.
Yeah.
But they called you because they know there was some value to you doing it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So where's the compromise?
Where's the compromise?
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? Where's the compromise? My mother says, we pay for what we want and we beg for what we need.
Yep.
And that's just got to be flipped.
It does got to be flipped. Speaking of things that we want and don't need.
Is that what I said?
That's why I'm taking it.
I don't remember saying that.
A cup holder in your car. You can use an old shoe as a life hack.
An old shoe
Yeah.
as a cup holder. All right. Here's the deal, Isaac.
Oh yeah, that was an awesome segue. Here's the thing, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
No longer in charge of this department. We're going to have to get a professional. Ladies and gentlemen, we need
I am so sorry.
someone to pick the news stories for Isaac to read because he's just attracted
to stupid. I know
commercials. They're all commercials.
First of all, a coffee cup in a shoe is not a commercial. That's a.
What kind of shoe was it?
I'm not telling.
You should say Starbucks.
I'm not gonna say.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say a Starbucks cup in a Croc shoe. I'm just.
I got to invoice both of those companies. What are you talking about?
No, I just saying like in basic outreach. I have no idea. A cup and a shoe and a cup. A cup and a cup and a shoe. You know? I don't know.
Why would wait?
So it doesn't tip over if you didn't have a cup holder.
Well, why wouldn't you use a boot? The shoe is too low.
How many people have a boot?
Well, if you don't have a cup holder, you really shouldn't have a car. Okay, the car was the big expense. The 99-cent cup holder. Come on, guys.
Listen,
it's going to cost more to buy a 50-cent shoe at the Goodwill and get the funk out of it.
Yeah, but if you just had, and not that I didn't say this was a good list. I just said it was a list.
Well, I am ready to debate this one. Shoe. It has to be a boot. You got to get above the halfway mark of your cup.
And where do you put it so you can grab it while you're driving?
In the seat.
In the seat.
Yeah,
well, what happens when you're left and right?
Once it's in the shoe, if you do the shoe the right way, either horizontal, you don't want to do it vertical.
That's what I'm saying.
Because the right turns a
That's right.
But you got to do it. And you probably got to put the other shoe next to it.
I just think it's...
You got to use two shoes because one shoe holds the first shoe.
And I just feel like this is a useless life hack because every car has cup holders. Every car. There's not a car that doesn't have them. This is just it's not a hack. This is just this is like, I feel like a teenager put this together and they feel intelligent. And it's frustrating to me.
Well, I think it's based on the 24-hour news cycle. And you just got to come up with unique and stupid ways to get people's attention.
Yeah, well.
So they do these, headlines, Kardashian dies of bloodthirst. And then you click on it, and it's for a bloody margarita mix.
A bloody margarita mix. That sounds like something that you might click on. I don't know if I would click on that.
I wouldn't. It's not my thing. But if somebody said paraglider, flies through underwater cave, I gotta see that.
Yeah, like see that. I don't even know what to say. I'm not sure what to respond to with that. But like this list is getting dumber. I'm not sure though I did 31, and someone gets paid to do this, which is weird. Do you know that you can use a Ziploc bag to make an ice pack? I think everybody on the planet knows that's not a hack.
I bet you if you scroll down, you'll see that that's Glad's suggestion.
Listen.
I bet you Procter & Gamble's name is somewhere on that article.
Another toilet cleaner. We already Coca-Cola'd it, so
I'm gonna have to give you a homework assignment.
Yeah, man. I didn't have any good news stories that I saw of importance. Not over the weekend. Like everything was kind of chill. It didn't really.
Are you telling me that nothing happened over the weekend?
I'm saying nothing in the news that was like, oh, hey, this murderer got caught.
Well, yeah, that one guy.
Murdaugh.
That one guy.
He got 2 life sentences, but that was to be expected. I mean, that dude was crazy.
Yeah, okay.
If it's true, and I don't know how they got to the point that he said he killed his wife and son to garner sympathy.
I think something
for money.
About
but
him
how do you know? That's a really weird reason.
Well, but he was a defense attorney.
Yeah, but your money's more important than your family? Really?
Well, no. He was trying to subterfuge that. He's trying to get the financial stuff under the rug because everybody's going to be so sad for these marauders who killed his family. Oh, we can't prosecute him now for $100,000. He just buried his wife.
So he did it for the money.
He did it for they say for the subterfuge. We don't even know that he did it.
And how do we know? And it was the first time that they've actually used an iPhone as part of the information.
Well, the bottom line is, what is the penalty for embezzlement?
Well, he didn't even get hit.
It certainly isn't life in jail.
I don't know. The whole thing was crazy. Like, he got 2 life sentences, and he still has all that stuff. Like, that guy was. I don't know. The fact that that's a person that is and his family was like really good in that area for all of those years, and then the son, the whole thing when you tore it apart, it was just like a mirage of pretend. You know
yeah, I mean? Well, you got to think also. We're not in that community,
right?
We don't know how big a jerk he was.
No.
And we don't know how the community, because they might have got rid of him. You know what I mean? Bottom line, they could have said it. I always think about that town that had a bully.
Yeah.
And like 9 people shot him in the city street and nobody saw anything.
Really?
Yeah, he was just going around terrorizing the town.
Huh.
And everybody finally got fed up.
No kidding.
And he'd go into the store and steal whatever he wanted and walk out and refuse to pay. Same as, he was a nuisance. Yeah. But they stuck together.
Well, I like to finish on.
All 19 of them said, I ain't seen nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Shot 14 times in the chest and once in the toe, right? Yeah.
That was me.
Well, I'd like to finish on some positive news.
I would like you to finish on some news.
Wow.
Positive is okay.
How about some historical positive news?
Historically positive. It's no longer Black History Month. Okay, go ahead.
Wow. Well, 358 years ago today.
Okay.
The longest-running scientific journal in the world published its first edition under the stuffy yet wonderfully named Philosophical Transactions, giving accounts of undertaking studies and things that they were looking at that helped us get to where we're at today in our communities. That happened 358 years ago. 358 years of science. That's pretty cool.
That's a long time ago.
And we went from that to swallowing Lego heads in 358 years.
And 358 years from that to swallowing Lego. That's good.
Found someone to pay for that study. That is beautiful.
So 358 years ago, what year was that? Did it say?
Oh, yeah, but I don't know what it is. So 1665. That's so 358 years ago.
We were burning witches.
Well, it depends, I suppose, where you were at in the country. I'm sure there were witches. Well, buddy, we got to scoot, so you want to sign us off here?
I can do that. Let's see. Done. I had a cluster this morning trying to get all this stuff running. And for some reason, it won't. But that's all right. We'll get better at getting better and getting better. Practice doesn't make perfect.
Practice makes practice.
Practice makes better. You guys, thanks for joining us. WFOV 92.1 LP FM Flint.